Well, on that, welcome to Ringsides, everybody. We are joined by two very special guests today, making his return, yours rudely, Trevor Outlaw, and he's brought his friend today, Frank the Clown. How you doing, guys?
Well, we were doing better prior to having to do this obligation in the middle of my Sunday afternoon. It's a day of rest.
Did the money come through? Because
not all of it. Not all of it. I think
half
it's
of
zero or two out of there.
Hey, look, your people said we can just pay a deposit of a few $1,000s, then we get you for an hour. So,
an hour.
I'll pay the rest after.
Trevor, an hour?
Yeah. Yeah, at most.
We're doubling our rate, Frank.
Jeez Louise. Oh, okay. Well, let's have at it.
Well, I'm going to start off straight away because I think this is so cool. I mean, you turned up to Warrior Wrestling in a helicopter.
I sure did.
How cool, man.
It was just another day in the life of Frank the Clown. For everybody in attendance, it was one of the biggest days of their lives, something they'll never forget. For me, I may fly in a helicopter today for all I want, just because I can, and I just might do that. But yeah, it was the first time it's been done since I believe 1986 at Clash of the Champions with Ric Flair, although I don't really count that because that's a long time ago and I wasn't even born yet. So in the Frank the Clown era, it's the first time it has ever happened. I was kicked out of the show 2 times prior, which was a whole story in itself. So I had to get back to the show in some way, shape, or form. And walking through the gates wasn't good enough. Buying the tickets was not good enough. So I figured, hey, you know what? Let me call up my chopper contact, and just land that bitch right on the field and just take over the whole show like Frank the Clown does. And I had Trevor with me by my side there. He was in the right place at the right time. He knew what was going to go down. I let him in, a very small group of people that I trust. Well, some of them I trust, Trevor knows, but yeah, it was incredible. It was a lot of fun. I think it's something that everybody's going to remember for a long time and talk about for a long time. And I don't know where I go from here in terms of entrances, but I always have tricks up my sleeve.
What about a tank next time? Like Rusev from WrestleMania tank? Maybe?
I literally tweeted at Trevor the other day that we have a show coming up at Zello Pro on August 1st. And I said, can we fit a tank into this building? I would like it.
It's definitely something. It's definitely something that we've been talking about. But I mean, especially with the situation with Warrior, they were just treating Frank like garbage. He bought a ticket. There's no reason why they shouldn't have let him stay. But you know what? He needed somebody on the inside, and I had his back. I always will have his back.
That's what this kind of surprised me as well, like how badly, like Frank just said, you had a ticket. I mean, why treat you unfairly? You was clearly a paying customer that day.
A paying customer, absolutely. Principal Steve is a tyrant. He has become overwhelmed with power. His ego is growing by the second. He went from a principal from a nice private Catholic school in suburban Chicago, Illinois, and now he's this, shindy, carny, independent wrestling promoter, and all the powers went to his head, just like it does with all these carny promoters.
Look, I just want to play devil's advocate here, but you do cause trouble wherever you go, and so do you, Trevor. So, do you reckon that's got anything to do with it?
We don't cause trouble. Trouble just simply follows us for some strange reason.
Likely.
Thank you.
See, now I'm not trying to take sides or anything here. I know me and Callum do Ringsiders together, but I can confirm to Trevor and to Frank, Callum is friendly with Steve, so I think there's a bit of bias there. Not to throw you under the bus, Callum.
Is that so?
I wouldn't say we're friends. I mean, I've spoken to him for maybe 5 times, and he seems like a great guy.
Great guy, right?
Yeah, great guy. Yeah, he's super friendly, very good at his job.
See, that's the problem with all these interviewers. You fall for all of these promoters' ruse and all the smoke and mirrors behind everything. But you got two guys like Frank and I that everywhere we go, people are just jealous of what we bring to the table. They when we walk into a room, people's heads turn, and I can't help that we're just that damn good looking. We just have that much of an aura, and people try to stop that. People try to bring it down, and they get in our way, but they can't. When you put 2 heads are better than one. When you combine the 2 of us, there's nothing anybody's going to be able to do to stop whatever we want.
I imagine heads do turn when one of you is literally a clown and the other one is the guy who shot himself in the dick with a t-shirt shooter. So
he's much more than that guy. And here's the thing about that moment. Without that moment, maybe Trevor and I aren't sitting here right now. But Trevor saw an opportunity. And I am an opportunist, much like Trevor is, and he saw an opportunity to run with that. He embraced it. He didn't run away from it. He wasn't embarrassed. He didn't avoid it. He welcomed it with open arms and he ran with it. And I saw that and I said, you know what? I respect this kid. I see something in him. And I've always saw something in him. But on that moment, on that night, it could have been a horrible, horrible moment. He may have never recovered from it. But you know what he did? He made something of it. We connected after that. And here we are. And we're about to take over all of independent wrestling, all of wrestling, maybe even the whole world for that matter. And yeah, that night, blowing his balls and whatever else off might have paid off for him.
So that's what got you respect, because you two didn't like each other before. Or was that just a whole ruse?
I mean, I always thought Trevor, he's a handsome man. He's a great worker. He's got a great drive to him. He's got a wonderful look. Did I mention he's really handsome, that he has a wonderful look? Did I mention he's really handsome and has a wonderful look? I don't know if I did. But yeah, you know, obviously we're both Chicagoans. We're from a great city and we're very like-minded individuals. Maybe we didn't realize it initially. You know, I've been busy main eventing shows all around the country. And, you know, in that time, I've had a lot of things on my mind. And when I settled in and on that night at the Collective, when Trevor was with me and he was by my side, he maybe right before then, maybe he was just my guy holding confetti cannons. But then after that night, to me, he was a friend. He was Trevor Outlaw.
Now, I don't mean to sound, Callum, forgive me for saying this, but I'm kind of on board with this. I'm drinking the Frank KoolAid.
What a surprise!
Yeah, real sugary.
That the most easily influenced half of Ringsiders is drinking the KoolAid.
I think I think Jamie just came to his senses a little bit quicker than you did, bud.
Am I not woken up yet? Is that what it is? I need to open my eyes a bit. You know, start drinking the KoolAid.
They all come around eventually. They get a taste of the Frank the Clown KoolAid, and they just want to keep coming back for more and more. It always happens. They always think, "Oh, Frank's such a bad guy. Frank's not cool. Frank is such a jerk." And then little by little, they take a sip.
I'd never say you're not cool. I might not agree with some of the stuff you do, but you are one of the coolest people we've interviewed, as much as that pains me to say. So,
hey, your
can't take that away from you,
Frank. Thank you.
So he's coming around. Now, I have noticed I was doing a bit of scouring on Twitter again today, and I noticed, is there some issues with Dan the Dad rumbling, or is that just me?
He's not my dad, and I'm not going to call him dad, so that's as far as that's going to go.
Not as far as it's going.
It's just Dan. It's just Dan.
That's fine. That's fine. Just teach him a lesson, dude. Just teach him a lesson. We've had him on before. He was a cool dude, but I won't push the subject. I won't push the subject.
You shouldn't, because I'm gonna kick his ass when the time comes.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you, man. With a beard like that, how could I not believe anything that comes out of your mouth?
See, there you go. You're starting to smarten up a bit. I like that.
I'm getting there, dude. I'm getting there. A guy I did want to ask about, though, for Frank as well. Obviously, we've spoken to another friend of yours, Robert Anthony. How are things going with him at the moment?
Yeah, Mr. Ego is, he's got a lot going on right now. And he will be back by my side on July 17th at Warrior Wrestling, in which he'll be participating in a no-holds-barred match against the Murder Hawk, Minion, Mark Monster. I don't know what his name is. Lance Archer. Rob, had some other obligations that we cannot speak of at the moment for the last Warrior Wrestling. And, of course, Principal Steve, drunk with power, unbooked the two of us. So Rob is one of the best, to me, pure wrestlers, technicians in the world. He doesn't get the proper due that he should. He was almost ahead of his time about 10 years ago when he was signed to WWE and FCW. And he was young, and maybe I think he would be the first one to admit that he maybe wasn't ready at the time. But since then, he's just went on a tear and this late career renaissance that I may or may not have sparked in the last couple of years has, I think, taken him to another level. And I think we really help each other, because I think he needed me and I needed him, where I could elevate his game and maybe get him into maybe some spots that he wasn't able to get to before, because I could talk my way there. And he's taught me a lot about just the inner workings of wrestling as a whole, dealing with all these marks, all these carny promoters, et cetera, et cetera. So Rob is great. I hope he gets to smell his flowers sooner than later and get a really big opportunity again, like he did last summer with AEW, because he's still got a lot to live. And the dude is in the best shape of his life. I mean, he is jacked. Yeah, he's not on the gas. I'm shutting down those rumors. Robert Anthony's not on the gas. People have been throwing that accusation out there. He's 39 years old. He can't be that big. He can't possibly keep getting bigger. He's at the gym every time I talk to him on the phone. He's like, I'm at the gym. Like, dude, it's 8 in the morning. Why are you at the gym? Dude, it's 10 p.m. Why are you at the gym? I'm at the gym.
I think it's something about just being affiliated with you, Frank, because Trevor's looking pretty gassed as well. Like, you are looking noticeably bigger than last time we spoke.
That's what putting in the work does, baby. Frank the Clown produces natural athletes, and if you suggest otherwise, then if I got to piss in a cup to prove it to you, and so be it. But this is all the workings of that Frank the Clown workout plan.
Yeah, can you send it over?
Well, I mean, me and Callum have got every intention of coming to Chicago when we're allowed to, and if we're lucky enough to grace you guys' presence. Where do I get a shirt like that from, Trevor? Because I think me and you should go out together wearing a couple of decent shirts like that.
You're not wrong, but at the same time, a magician never reveals all of his tricks, baby.
Well, Matt, I mean, you really are becoming almost like a hero to me today. I'm drinking the Trevor Cool'aid as well. You guys are.
It's pretty sweet. I got my recipe from Frank. So.
Well, this is it. I mean, just throwing it out there as well. I mean, obviously, Frank, you've got Trevor, you've got Robert. I mean, is there ever a possibility of a tag team? I mean, dominating the independent tag team scene?
I think the probability of that is quite high at some point. I don't know who's brave enough to step up, because when you combine my two greatest forces into one with me, at their side, that's a very dangerous thing for an opposing tag team. So when the time is right, I think it'll happen. And there, Rob and Trevor definitely would complement each other very well. Trevor is a brawler type. Trevor is not afraid to get down and dirty, and Trevor can go hold for hold with you as well. He's got a little bit of everything, and Rob is a technician's technician. He knows a hold for everything. He knows a reversal and a counter for everything. But Rob can go. He can get Rob has no problem getting bloody. He has no problem getting bruised. I've seen it. He can be taken to deep waters and swim his way all the way back to shore. So the two of them together with Frank the Clown at their helm, that is money. First off, it is a scary thought for the rest of all the other jokes on the indie scene.
Is there a name?
You think any of these carny promoters could even afford all of us? I mean,
Rob's got kids to feed and everything. We don't have kids, but I mean, we command a high price. Rob, Rob is he's got a whole beautiful home. I just got myself a beautiful home down in Florida. Our prices are just going up, and after a helicopter stunt and all the internet's talking about it, Trevor has just been winning matches and getting over left and right. It's the time is now if you want us, because the best time to buy in is right now. The next best time is tomorrow. So time is a ticking.
I can only imagine for talents like yourself, there's a zero being added to that price every single month,
Zeros,
oh yeah, every single day,
every day,
every second.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, obviously you're taking over. I have every faith you guys are going to take over the scene. I really do. But I'd be remiss to say the UK scene's starting to open up. I mean, are you looking at global domination?
Of course.
Could you get yourself
global domination? That sounds nice, Frank.
Why take over just Illinois when we could take over the USA? Why take over the USA? We could take over all North America. Why take over North America? We could take over the whole goddamn world, right? I've been waiting and biding my time to make it out east over to you guys there in whatever country you reside in. Whatever, they're all the same to me. Once we get out of North America, they're all the same. So we'll just take over that entire side of the world. But I have never been
of the world.
I've never been to the rest of the world outside of North America. And
why would you?
I mean, you raised probably a good point. But I think I can speak for Trevor. I mean, we would absolutely love to come over there. I would love to test Trevor against some of your guys' top guys. And show them what a real Chicagoan, a real gritty man is all about.
Please do. Right. There's a lot of derelicts in the UK, which I think would, could do with a bit of a reality check from you two. And
oh yeah, they're all over, man. You're gonna find derelicts everywhere you go. It's inevitable, man. People look at it as some tongue in cheek, joke or some phrase that I have, but I mean, it's really, people just don't have the self-awareness to realize how stupid they are. And they all just, they're sipping, they're not sipping the Trevor Cool'Aid and the Frank Kool-Aid, because they don't get that. They're getting the table scraps.
Well, I mean, if you guys do find your way over here, I just want to throw it out there. I'm perfectly happy to loan you Callum as a servant / chauffeur. Anything you need.
Whatever you need, guys. I'll be your young boy. I'll do it. I'll carry your bags. I'll bring you tea, because I'm sure you'll be drinking tea while you're here. I'll do it all. Whatever you need, I've got it. I just want a chance, a foot in the door to maybe join this little Frank the Clown collective. Maybe that's me drinking the Kool-Aid. Just give me a chance.
You may have to bathe in the Kool-Aid when it's all said and done. You might need more Kool-Aid than you could possibly.
You might need more than you can drink, my friend.
Just please know that I will happily sell out, and I will go back on everything I said earlier about you guys being, trouble. And just give me this chance, and I'll happily leave Jamie. I'll leave Ringsiders and work for you guys exclusively.
Well, that's an interesting proposal. We'll most certainly take it into consideration.
All right, I know what that means, and I'll hear from you soon.
You can have him, guys. I mean, I don't mind at all. He's all yours. Please take him. I have to ask, well, Trevor, obviously, another friend of our show we've had on a few times. I know you was against him not long ago. Your thoughts on working with Effie?
Effie's an exciting character that's out there and on the indie scene. He's one of those people that is making a name for himself that doesn't need to be on TV. There's a lot of guys on the indies that are making their claim to fame like that. But, I think in our match, he tried to embarrass me, and I showed him that I can go. I showed him that I belong as a top name, not only in freelance, not only in Zello, not just in the Midwest, but in the sport of professional wrestling as a whole. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And, my vendetta against all these indie household names, now that I have Frank the Clown on my side, we're just going to start tearing them down one by one. Mm-hmm. Next weekend, I've got Darius Luttrell and Dan the Dad. And as much as I would like to take Dan the Dad on by myself and kick his ass to a pulp, I got somebody else I got to beat up in the meantime with it too. But, this is only the beginning.
And to add to Trevor's point, he had mentioned these indie guys with names, and he's got a vendetta against them all. I've been on a crusade against all the indie darlings for years. I've had run-ins with Brian Pillman Jr. and Willerhurst and Jake Atlas and Joey Janela, all these. Oh, we love these guys. They're, oh my God, there are guys, indie wrestlers. Oh, they're on TV now. They're on TV and they're wrestling 4-minute matches, and we barely see them anymore. So I am a star maker. Whether you're at my side or you're across the ring from me, I create stars. All those guys I just had mentioned, they got their contracts or they have appeared on TV. Well, guess what? They weren't on TV before they crossed paths with Frank the Clown. Okay. And again, whatever they do after they cross paths with Frank the Clown is on them, but they should be on their hands and knees thanking Frank the Clown for the opportunity to share the ring with him. And in terms of Trevor's with me, and in a matter of time, Trevor will be like those guys, aside from the fact that he's just not going to be thrown away on television and be some sort of jobber. He's going to elevate to a top guy where he belongs, at the top of the card in main events. Because again, I've said it once, and I said it before, Frank the Clown only gets out of bed for two things: main events and championships. So if you're not doing either of those, you're not giving me any of those opportunities, I'm not even that interested unless you're paying me a lot of money. So
I was going to say that you're not getting either of those from doing this interview, but you are getting the money. So
right.
Unless it's money, championships, main event, that's what this Frank the Clown collective is all about. Is there actually a name for this group, or is there any kind of working title?
Oh, that's actually a good question. I think maybe a working title, but you know what it is? Trevor Outlaw. I don't want him to be Frank the Clown's guy. I'm a Trevor Outlaw guy, and Trevor's doing the work in the ring. I'll take everything outside of the ring. So could we have some sort of like buddy cop name? Sure. But at the end of the day, I'm Frank the Clown. He's Trevor Outlaw. And wherever we go, whatever we do, we're going to make some noise.
Absolutely. And that's not something you see in everybody, when you see a lot of these groups or tag teams or whatever the duos may be, there's always one that is outshining the other. And there's one that's, does all of the grunt work and does everything. And the other one's just kind of there. When you have two guys like Frank and I, we both bring very different things to the table, but we both have that same, where we're on that same page and that same wavelength, as we both have that presence that no one can touch. So it's not your traditional, who's the Ringo Starr of the Beatles. It's, as much as Frank the Clown is a Trevor Outlaw guy, Trevor Outlaw is a Frank the Clown guy. That's just how it works.
I like that.
That's beautiful.
I like that.
Beautiful.
I'm sold. I told you, and I get that feeling as well. Like me and Callum, I'm the Shawn Michaels. It's just the way this goes. I've carried him for 4 years now, but I'm a Callum guy.
Dead weight.
About him. You see what I mean? It's just, Now I have to ask you, Frank. You mentioned all these names. You turned up to Warrior in a helicopter. Could you outdo it? I'd say, could you outdo it and turn up in a blimp? But that would maybe mean a feud with Danhausen. What's your thoughts on that?
Danhausen and I haven't crossed paths yet, and he's another one of those indie darlings, we had referred to previously. I have nothing against Danhausen right now. If he gives me a reason to find something where, I don't like it, that'll be the end of Danhausen. And it'd be a shame because it seems like a real, he's different, right? He likes money. We like money. He likes being famous. We love being famous. So there's a lot of commonalities there. But again, on this crusade of indie darlings, if he just happens to be on that path standing in front, we'll have to put him down. And, if he wants to get a blimp or a PT Cruiser or whatever it is, it's all going to pale in comparison to Frank the Clown, because whatever you can do, Frank the Clown can do better.
I mean, it almost sounds like Danhausen would be a good fit.
Yeah, I think so.
For you guys.
He seems like he's like a loose cannon. I don't know if I can trust him. He's always yelling about stuff, and I have a sailor's mouth. I have been known to say a swear or two in my day. He does not like swears, apparently. I don't necessarily want to donate to whatever fund he uses for these swear jars, whatever it may be. Again, Frank the Clown is always scouting. Frank the Clown's always looking for the top talent, but he just doesn't take anyone with buzz, or he doesn't just accept anyone. This is a very exclusive club, as you can see. So
elite group.
Yeah. So Danhausen, if anything, needs to come to Frank the Clown. Frank the Clown will not come to Danhausen.
An elite group.
Hey Frank, though, if he tries any silly business, I know how to hotwire stuff, so we can take over his blimp if he tries anything.
That'd be great. Yeah, we'll talk about that off camera, because I would like to learn about hotwiring a blimp. It's actually been on my to-do list.
Yeah, you probably don't want that recorded either, and I think that could be used as evidence in court. So they can't
use it against us. This is international waters.
Oh. This is true.
Yeah, there's some sort of jurisdiction stuff.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah. My bad.
Yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, guys. Don't worry about that.
We're covered. Don't worry. Yeah.
And listen, I'm sure you've got we'll blame Callum. It's fine.
I'm sure you've got a great legal team anyway. Frank the Clown must have a great legal team.
Of course. I mean, without question, I'm always able to negotiate some of the biggest and fattest contracts in all pro wrestling. It's no coincidence that I am constantly in the main events of shows that I'm on. I have a team that looks out for me. They know how to get Frank the Clown what he wants, and they are paid handsomely for it as well. When it comes big checks for me, that means big checks for them. So they do great work.
Well, before we wrap this up, I just want to say, I love this. When I first saw the tweet with you two first together, I was shocked. But do you know what? Speaking to you two guys, I am so on board with this. This is the greatest thing all year long for me so far. I'm on board.
The last thing I'll say is, Trevor, when we first spoke, we were on very good terms. The second time we spoke, you seemed like you had a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. And now it seems like that chip has actually made you into the person I see now, somebody who has 100% confidence in themselves and has found the right partner to do this with. As much as I might not agree with certain things you're doing, I can't doubt that you both super talented and likely going to do whatever you set out to do. So fair enough. Fair play to you both. You're winning me over.
So here's the thing, though. And all of those nice things that you just had to say, you kind of dug your little backhanded compliment in there. The whole latter half of what you said completely just went over my head.
This is what I mean.
But right? But here's the thing. You're talking to yours rudely right now, and you're going to try to throw little digs in there. Like, that's my thing, dude. That's my thing. And you're going to try to outdo me. See, you say you want to keep winning us over, but you're getting a little smart with me today, and I'm not liking it. Jamie's been minding his P's and Q's, He knows, maybe it's the beard thing. I think we just have that telepathy. I know you're trying, but it's still chicken scratch. So you got some ways to go. But if you're gonna try to throw digs, homie, you better play ball, because I'm knocking that one out of the park every time. So step up to the plate.
Man. I thought we were somewhat tight, but then again,
we were, and then you started throwing digs, and now you got me. Now I'm just fit to
couldn't help yourself.
Is it me who's changed? I've changed. It's not you. I'm the one who's changed. I get it. It's that old wrestling trope of, it's you people. That's what it is, right?
I've been this way since day one. So I mean, it's Frank's just meeting you now, and he can see clear as day the change in your character. So I mean. If the boot, they like to say here, if the boot fits, wear it.
I guess I'm wearing it then.
Yeah, Trevor, Frank, I'd like to apologise on behalf of Callum. Yeah. I have to deal with this on a daily basis. So
God bless.
I apologise on his behalf. But before we do wrap up, I'm going to let you go. Let everyone know where they can find you guys, any merchandise, because I, for one, I'm going to be buying some merchandise. So let everyone else know where they can find it as well.
Well, I on Twitter and Instagram, I'm at Frank WWE Clown. I always say this in interviews. I'm trying to get it changed to a more generic Twitter handle, but it's not as my legal team has been working day and night for a very long time to get this adjusted. But for the time being, it's Frank WWE Clown. But technically, I'm a clown who does not need no major company behind his back. So therefore, they're getting free publicity for all these years. But they're at to start paying Clowny if they really want to get that that publicity any further. But with that said, Frank WWE Clown on Twitter and Instagram, ProWrestlingTees.com/Frank the Clown. I got about 4 designs on there. I'm wearing my girlfriend's shirt right now. Noelle Foley Have a Nice Day pizza shirt. It's at noellefoley.com. I'll put her over because we have a very pricey mortgage nowadays. So anything will help. But yeah, I know Trevor has some lovely merchandise.
What a class act Frank is. And before I get into it, Kellen, I just want to say Frank took the time not only to answer your guys' question, but he put over his lady in the process and put over her business as well. That's a real man right there. So I want you to take notes on that. Make sure you write that down in your little notebook. Take notes, how to be a good man.
You're not going to get by those looks
for teaching you the ways.
Mm-hmm. What was it again?
You want the notes? Basically, well, first off,
you didn't take them already?
Don't look like you.
I couldn't get to my notebook in time. I mean, sorry, amateur. I know. What was it? How to be manly. Be nice to. What was it? Get a girlfriend was the first one, right?
That would be step 1 for you.
Yeah.
Not look like you haven't showered in 3 weeks.
I actually showered an hour ago. For you guys, I wouldn't have showered if I wasn't doing this interview. So
that's concerning.
Shower, right.
Shower.
Tell me your hygiene habits concern me.
All right, Trevor, what's your things where I can buy stuff that you do?
There we go. So now, after I was rudely interrupted, I see what you did there. Twitter and Instagram is just the Trevor Outlaw. ProWrestlingTees.com/Trevor Outlaw. I got a few designs there up myself. In terms of merch for Frank and I, we don't have anything out yet, but you never know what we're working on. Maybe we might just make all you marks out there want it and crave it more, and we'll decide if we want to give you a sip of our KoolAid or not.
Beg for it. I mean, I have some of the greatest designers in the biz. I have. They will whip up a wonderful design for me in no time at all. They'll drop whatever other stupid art they're doing for some other stupid wrestler who will sell no stupid shirts. Mm-hmm. So when the time comes that we figure out exactly what kind of merch we would like, we're going to roll it out there, and we expect you guys to buy multiples of them. So you can wear them every day of the week, wear them to bed, wear them in the shower, wear them when you're walking your dog, wear them around your non-existent girlfriends, wear them all the time.
Will it help me get a girlfriend? That's the question.
It will definitely increase your chances, but the rest of it's on you, kiddo.
That's true. Well, we're not holding any legal liabilities for your skills.
And may I just say as well, because he's not here, that also people should also follow Frank's other guy, Robert Ego Anthony, and check out his Pro Wrestling Tee store as well. because all three of you guys are money. So I want to throw that in there as well, because I knew Callum wouldn't do that. So I thought I would just get that in there as well. But
thank you.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Way to lead the pack.
It's definitely been something. I don't know what.
Is that an LA King shirt you're wearing?
It is.
Why are you wearing an LA King shirt?
Because
yeah, Callum.
Am I gonna get rinsed now for my choice?
Because I am from, again, the greatest city in the world, Chicago, Illinois. And back, 6-7 years ago, the LA Kings and the Chicago Blackhawks had quite the rivalry, in which the Blackhawks seem to be on the better end of more times than not.
That's because the Blackhawks are a better team than the LA
Kings. He was up. Hey.
So why aren't you wearing a Blackhawks shirt then? If you know that there's the superior team. Man, you got so much work to do, kid.
It's a great design. That's why I'm cheap and I'm a sellout. I'll buy it just because it's a nice T-shirt. My team's actually the Canucks, which I'm sure is worse than
dude, that's even worse.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my Lord. They haven't been relevant since Roberto Luongo.
They've never won the Stanley Cup, so, that's even...
yeah, and they never will.
No, I'm with you on that. I can't disagree.
I'm just glad that, Frank and Trevor have got to see what I have to deal with every day.
I don't know how you put up with it, James.
Never do I, man. Never do I.
What about the Minnesota Wild? I know that's near Chicago, right? They're also a good team.
Callum, stop.
Minnesota Wild.
That's disgusting.
Minnesota Wild. First off, Minnesota you're really just hours.
Taking that invisible pistol, man, and just keep just shoot.
You're already wrapping up.
I thought for sure we're onto a winner there, but all right, cool.
Wrapping up, and now look.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, Frank the Clown, Trevor Outlaw. Thank you very much for your time, gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys.
The pleasure's all yours, boys.
It is.